Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So we got XRP on the hourly. Yesterday we were seeing some positive movement on the hourly. We were seeing a clear trend upward. And then over the last few hours, yesterday evening and overnight, we saw a bit of a decline. And now XRP touching that level here, right in that level of support, trying to get out of that. But ultimately, guys, it's at the mercy of BTC. Look at that dump for Bitcoin. Bitcoin was doing fairly well yesterday, up at about almost $10,500. And then the decline. And so what's going on here? Are we seeing pressure because something is happening that we don't know about? There were a couple of articles that came out on one from AMB Crypto. XRP worth 150 million moved between wallets as whales continue to wake up from dormancy. And so these are just reports ultimately from the whale alert on Twitter. If you're not following the whale alert, I don't know what their exact handle is, but they report on all the various cryptocurrency trades that are above a certain amount, millions or hundreds of millions worth of cryptocurrency being moved. If you look up whale alert on Twitter, I'm sure you'll find them. So this article here is suggesting that over $150 million worth of XRP was moved between wallets. And I also saw this other article here from the Daily Hodl. Crypto whales move 780 million in Bitcoin as Ripple transfers 110 million. So I don't know. Is this Ripple actually transferring it? It could be the case. Fact of the matter is I've been seeing a lot more of these alerts recently. Yeah, this is saying Ripple is moving some of its XRP. So ignore that one. But with regards to the Bitcoin one, I've been seeing a lot of this recently where large sums of cryptocurrency are being moved. These people are whales. Obviously, these people have accumulated. Maybe they got in early. Maybe they are just rich people who accumulated a lot back in December and January when the prices were really at all-time lows. But when whales move money, I get a little bit wary because we know something is likely going on, especially when we're seeing a lot of this movement, right? It's not the same person moving the money, it's several whales. And so people in the know tend to talk, they go to the same country clubs, they run in the same circles, essentially. And so my question is something going on? It's a bit of a conspiracy theory, I admit, but, I would never count it out. Let's look at, let's go back to XRP on the daily here and take a look at this trend here. As you guys can see, we saw, I don't know if you guys can see this pattern here, okay? This pattern here, we saw a bit of a move up, some vacillating, another move up, trying to hit that resistance level again. Okay, this was just from recently. This is from May till today. And then we saw that slide down, okay, basing in this level of support, or can be called a demand zone. And what does that look similar to, guys? That looks similar to this, right? This from back last year, okay? This was August 2018 to September 2018. We saw that strong move up here, okay? Similar to this strong move up. Then some vacillating, some down, some back up trying to reach that level, right? Down, back up, reach that top level. Then a cascade down, okay? Basing back into this demand zone right before, that's right, the X-Rapid announcement, which made XRP go up 300% last fall. And so I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen. All I'm saying is that it's interesting to keep your eye on this. And if something did happen, I wouldn't be terribly surprised, especially when I'm seeing whales moving cryptocurrency from one wallet to another, maybe ready to take some profits, ready to cash out some of their cryptocurrency. It's something to think about. But again, guys, I do not have a crystal ball. I do not know what's going to happen for sure, nor does anybody. So if somebody tells you this is going to happen for sure, they're clearly lying to you. And so you guys remember this article from yesterday. XRP climbs above $9.35 level, up 97%. I touched on this yesterday, thought it was a hoax because of a glitch. Then I went on Twitter this morning and saw this from Crypto Wizard, that's at CryptoWZRD_. Looks like the XRP article wasn't actually a lie. Amazon outages yesterday caused several exchanges in Tokyo to suffer drastic price drops on the BTC pairs, whilst XRP hit $9 for a short while. One lucky individual managed to acquire over 48 Bitcoin at 32 and 35 cents. Wow. And then he puts a screen grab to that effect. Look at that. Bitcoin accumulation at 32 and 35 cents because of some sort of glitch. And we got people responding to that. This is some weird stuff, says Chris P. Galgatron? And of course, you can't see this tweet because they've blocked you. That is from Galgatron. Oh, Galgatron. So Galgatron responds, it's a bot heart attack. Just shows how much of the market is whale driven. Yeah, it is whale driven. We're still in a market where there are whales driving price action. Something that really does seem to be hard to get away from at this moment. We're in such a fragile market. But guys, when you pay attention to things, like the whale alert, people moving lots of crypto from wallet to wallet. This is the whale alert, by the way, at whale_alert on Twitter. It's something to keep your eye on. And, dang, I just wouldn't want to be that guy who sold BTC at 35 cents. Someone sold their BTC for 35 cents, says XRP Dog. I'll link this Twitter thread in the description if you guys want to join in on the conversation. But finally saw this from XRP Crypto Wolf. That's at XRP Crypto Wolf on Twitter. UK Central Bank Governor Mark Carney sees digital currency displacing the US dollar as the global reserve. He discussed a new international monetary financial system, IMFS. Carney suggested a digital currency supported by an international coalition of central banks. And so guys, Bank XRP posted this little clip here from Mark Carney from CNBC News, him talking to an interviewer about the whole thing, and I'm just going to summarize what he said here. So Mark Carney obviously heads up the Bank of England, used to head up the Bank of Canada, and this guy's a really smart guy. He's got a lot of influence in the financial world, and he ultimately suggests for various reasons that we should go towards global trade using a virtual currency, a digital currency, a cryptocurrency, in other words. He says that since the US share of the global economy is reducing, and since the US dollar is used in other countries, so for example, he doesn't use this example, this is my example. For example, China to Brazil, they will do trade and they will be using the US dollar for trade. It tends to affect other countries' trading policies because they are using the US dollar, which is obviously heavily tied to the United States. So if the US policy is strong surrounding trade, and the US policy is strong right now, the current government has been doing a great deal of work strengthening US trade policy. He essentially says that this will affect other countries, in effect tightening their policy, which I just mentioned. And what that does is it essentially will feed back to the US economy, and it will negatively affect the US economy because other countries trading policy using the US dollar, and it's a lot to wrap your head around, but essentially other countries' trade policies will become affected because they're using a currency that is affected by the United States. Kind of a roundabout chicken and an egg problem. So trade issues are affected by the monetary system, and Mark Carney suggests that we can't just jump into something new overnight. We have a multipolar world, so we have many big countries now trading, China, Russia, Brazil, right? There are so many countries trading who have more power than they used to when the dollar first became the global currency. That he suggests now that we need to have a currency that the world can trade at where the trading rate is the same for everybody and doesn't affect any one particular country. So that could essentially alleviate some of the pressures on the US dollar as well. He says that there'd be less pressure on the US dollar, and what this digital currency would be is that it would be kind of a, let's use it again, level playing field. He didn't say that, but I'm saying that because I'm just putting two and two together here. A level playing field for the rest of the world to trade. Now, the interviewer suggests, well, if it were like a basket of currencies and we could take an average of all the rates, but that's not exactly what Mark Carney is saying. He is suggesting one digital global currency to facilitate trade around the world. So now I'm talking as Working Money Channel. If we use one single global digital currency to trade, guys, what is the most likely currency we would use? The answer to that is obviously, glaringly, XRP. And there are a couple reasons for that. Not only is it the best digital asset in the world, XRP has already been eyed by the IMF, the World Bank, central banks, and other huge financial institutions. They want to use XRP to send cross-border transfers. They want to use Ripple technology in order to make the Internet of Value possible. And since that is already the case around the world, if countries will be using XRP as that bridge asset to transfer from their fiat to another fiat, and XRP already will be holding value, right now trading at about 0.268 cents. That price will fluctuate depending on supply and demand, but that will be the currency that would now hold all the pressure rather than the US dollar. XRP is not tied to any particular nation, and so wouldn't it be perfect to use as a global digital currency? I feel like Mark Carney was already hinting at this. I think they have a digital currency in mind already. You just don't go on TV and talk about this unless you have a plan in place. I think they could be working towards using XRP as the next global currency, but we just have to wait and see, don't we? Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.